Assalamualaikum, my name is Farah Nabila binti Muhammad Rosli. My number matric is 30DLS21F2057. So today I will present about subject DPL40125, that is warehouse operation. So my lecturer name is Nur Faris Akmal bin Kamaruzaman. So the due date is 30 December 2023. So now I'm internship at DHL Global Forwarding, Medini Iskandar Putri, Johor Bahru. So firstly, I will explain about warehouse safety management and high-rec SOP. So first is hazard identification. DHL Global Forwarding conducts troop assessment to identify potential hazard within its warehouses. This includes evaluating various elements such as equipment, material, processes, and working condition. By identifying this hazard, this company can prioritize and address them accordingly. So second is risk assessment. Once hazards are identified, DHL Global Forwarding perform comprehensive risk assessment. This involves evaluating the level of risk associated with each hazard, taking into account factors such as the likelihood of occurrence and the potential severity of the consequences. This step helps in determining the appropriate control measure to mitigate the risk. So third is risk control. After assessing the risk, DHL Global Forwarding focus on implementing effective control measure. This can include a combination of engineering controls, administrative controls, and the use of personal protective equipment (PPE). The aim is to reduce or eliminate the identified hazard and ensure a safe working environment for employees. 4 is Standard Operating Procedure (SOP). DHL Global Forwarding develop and implements standardized procedure for warehouse operation. This SOP provide clear and detailed instruction on how to perform tasks safely and efficiently. They cover areas such as material handling, equipment operation, storage practice, emergency response, and compliance with regulatory requirements. So 5 is continuous improvement. DHL Global Forwarding recognize that safety management is an ongoing process. The company regularly review and updates its warehouse safety practice to stay up to date with industry standard and best practice. Feedback from employees, audits, and assessment play a crucial role in identifying areas for improvement and implementing necessary change. So next is I will describe the safety management of warehouse. So I will explain it briefly. So warehouse safety management involves implementing policies and procedures to ensure a safe working environment for all employees. This includes regular safety training for staff, proper use of personal protective equipment, regular maintenance of machinery and equipment, and clear signage for hazard area. Additionally, it's important to conduct regular risk assessment and implement measures to mitigate potential hazard. This can include proper storage of material, efficient organization of inventory to prevent tripping or falling hazard, and maintaining clear emergency evacuation routes. Furthermore, having a dedicated safety committee or officer can help ensure that safety protocols are consistently enforced and updated as needed. So next is I will describe the safety policy at workplace focusing on warehouse. So I will explain it briefly. So the safety policy at a warehouse prioritizes creating a secure work environment through strict adherence to safety regulation and guidelines. This includes regular safety training and reinforcement of operating procedures, such as the proper handling of material, use of protective equipment, and equipment maintenance. The policy emphasizes promoting an organizational culture that prioritize safety through regular risk assessment, hazard identification, and the implementation of appropriate control measure. Additionally, the policy stresses the importance of clear communication regarding safety practices, including emergency procedure and reporting mechanism for potential hazard. Overall, the safety policy is designed to ensure the well-being of all warehouse employees and visitors by maintaining a proactive approach to minimizing workplace risks. So next, describe the regulatory act and guidelines under the DOSH requirement. So I will explain it briefly. So the Department of Occupational Safety and Health, that is DOSH, establish and enforce regulation to ensure workplace safety in Malaysia. This regulation cover various aspects of occupational safety and health, including the Occupational Safety and Health Act, which outlines the general duties of employers and employees to maintain a safe working environment. Additionally, DOSH provides specific guidelines for industries such as construction, manufacturing, and warehousing, covering areas like machinery safety, chemical handling, hazard substances, and occupational health requirements. These guidelines detail the necessary precaution, risk assessment procedure, and control measure to be implemented, with a focus on preventing workplace accident and occupational hazard. Adhering to DOSH requirement is essential for maintaining a safe and compliant working environment in accordance with Malaysia Occupational Safety Standard. So next is risk assessment stage diagram. So stage 1 is identify hazard. The first step is to identify potential hazard in the workplace. This involves considering activity, equipment, substances, and any other factors that could pose a risk to the health and safety of workers. So stage 2 is assess risk. Once hazards are identified, the next stage is to assess the level of risk associated with each hazard. This involves considering the likelihood of an incident occurring and the severity of its potential consequences. The risk can be assessed through qualitative or quantitative methods. So stage 3 is control measure. After identifying and assessing risk, the next step is to implement control measure to eliminate or minimize the risk. This can involve engineering control, that is modifying equipment or processes, or administrative control, that is implementing safety procedure or policy, or the use of personal protective equipment, PPE. So stage 4 is evaluate and review. It is crucial to evaluate the effectiveness of the implemented control measure and periodically review the risk assessment process itself. This allows for continuous improvement and ensure that the risk assessment remains relevant and up to date. So stage 5, record keeping. It is essential to maintain proper documentation of the risk assessment process, including hazard identification, risk assessment finding, control measure implemented, and any future review or evaluation. This documentation helps in monitoring and demonstrating compliance with regulatory requirements. So next, below is example photos of hazard and potential of risk at warehouse. So first, a close-up of a person stepping on a broken pallet that poses a severe risk of causing a fall and injury. So second is a male worker wearing work boots in a warehouse walking into a liquid spill on the floor. So third is, as we can see, a female worker distracted by her mobile cell phone as a forklift approaches. Accident involving distracted employees and material handling vehicles such as forklift are major contributor to safety incident. So next is explanation of HIRAC implementation in warehouse operation. So I will explain it briefly. So HIRAC is hazard identification, risk assessment and risk control is crucial in warehouse operation to ensure the safety and well-being of worker. In implementing HIRAC, warehouse manager first identify potential hazard within the facility, such as moving machinery, heavy lifting, or slippery floors. Subsequently, they assess the level of risk associated with each hazard, considering the likelihood of an incident occurring and the potential severity of its consequences. Finally, appropriate control measure and established to mitigate these risks, which may include implementing safety protocol, providing personal protective equipment, or redesigning work processes. This systematic approach allowed warehouse to proactively address safety concerns and create a secure working environment for all employees. So lastly is conclusion and recommendation. In conclusion, managing safety and risks in warehouse operation is crucial to ensure a safe working environment and prevent accident or injuries. Implementing a systematic approach like HIRAC can significantly contribute to achieving this goal. By identifying hazard, assessing risks, and implementing control measures, warehouse operation can effectively mitigate risks and protect employees, as well as the equipment and inventory. So my recommendation is regular training. So provide comprehensive training program for all employees to raise awareness of potential hazard, safe working practices, and proper use of equipment. Regular refresher courses can help reinforce these practices.